Welcome back to another weekly GMBN Tech Show. Coming up on this week's show, Dan Atherton has a new prototype bike, although the wheel size is a little bit of a peculiar one. Evoc has a very cool new pack with a spine protector built into the outside of the bag this time. And Paul's Components hook up with Sierra Nevada to create one of the coolest collaborations we've ever seen. And of course, there are some wicked rewind top mods and bike caves from you guys. Now, first up is the Paul's Components versus Sierra Nevada bike. Just look at this thing. So it's a clunker, beach cruiser-y type bike, but it has the addition of beer and a lot of cool custom stuff from Paul's Components on it. So Paul's Components colour matched their green anodizing with the Sierra Nevada beer colour, the green that they're famous for using on all their packaging, which looks really, really cool. And if you look up close on these images here of the frame design, it looks a little bit like camo at a glance, but you find it's actually the hops that they include into the actual beer, which I think is a really, really cool addition. And up front on it, in fact, this is something that Blake particularly likes, and would be surprised if Blake tried to make one himself. It's a front sort of a pannier rack, but with a difference. It's designed to carry two crates or two boxes of Sierra Nevada beer, which is one of my favourite beers, by the way. And it's really, really cool because it's made from Chinese pistachio tree wood, which itself is quite hipster and it's very, very nice looking stuff. And the fittings are made from copper, which match the kettles that are used in the distilling process when they're actually sort of brewing the beer. Really, really cool piece of artwork in the form of a bike, and it's a complete one-off, and I believe they're giving it away at Sea Otter. Whatever the competition is, I'm signing up. I want to win that bike, but just check how cool it is, and all the Paul's Components anodized stuff is just absolutely stunning. Love what they are doing. Now also, whilst looking at the Instagram page of Paul's Components, which I do look at quite a lot because they've got nice stuff in there, I noticed this thing, which is bizarre. So this is like some sort of mini mountain bike, what they refer to as a minivelo. Now this is all new to me. So I did a bit of research into this. I was reading an article on the Radavis, which I strongly recommend you go over and have a look at. Very cool sort of hipster alternative site looking at gravel bikes and bike packing bikes and really sort of the unique stuff out there. And this bike was featured on there that Paul's also featured on their Instagram. Now it's a Falconer, it's got 20-inch wheels on there with off-road 2.8-inch tyres, and it kind of looks somewhere between a BMX merging with a mountain bike merged with a folding bike. So you've got the convenience of it being a very compact bike, but it's not a folding bike. You've got the benefits of a proper frame on there that will actually fit most size riders. It's got a roll-off hub out back, and it's got a big frame bag on the middle. I don't really know what it's designed for, but I want one. I think this thing looks wicked. I would happily use that as my daily ride to the pub, ride to work, to the coffee shop, for anything. It just looks like a really fun sort of utilitarian bike. Have you seen anything like this before? I'd love to know if it's something that we've just not seen here in the UK at GMBN Tech. Is this minivelo thing a thing? Let us know in the comments below. And if you've got one, even better still, send us some pictures because I think these things are wicked. Next up is from Evoc, who makes some absolutely fantastic riding hydration packs, camera bags, bike bags, all sorts of stuff. Now this is their latest riding pack. It's called the Neo 16L, stands for 16 litres, and it has the latest orientation of their back protector built into it. Now previously, Evoc were quite famous for being one of the first brands to bring back protectors into a hydration pack sort of setting, which you could actually zip off the main part of the bag and use the back protector with the belt itself on its own, so you could wear it under a race jersey perhaps if you went snowboarding or you're doing some sort of race. Now in a lot of races it is compulsory to use back protectors as well as full face helmets, so having an option is a really, really cool thing. Now over the years they've developed more and more different stuff, and this is their latest one. Now the back protector itself is called the Air Shield system, so it's quite different to their old one that used to slide into the pack, but this is external. So the old ones were fantastic and they definitely offered the amount of protection needed. However, they were quite famous for making your back quite warm. You couldn't really breathe through them. So this one is a lot more, it's like a jointed protection system. As you can see, there's a lot of airflow that can go through this. And because it's on the outside of the pack, it doesn't affect the inside capacity quite as much. Some people were known for taking the back protectors out sometimes for certain journeys and perhaps forgetting to put them back again because obviously you're going to lose out on the protection element there. It's a really nice looking pack. You've got the typical big waistband that Evoc are famous for, so you can crank them up tight and they don't cut in, but they keep the backpack in place. They've got hip pouches, which are fantastic for putting tools easy to reach, and they're available like all Evox system bags in 2 sizes, and they're based around torso length. Really neat system and well worth checking out, I think. Next up, look at this thing. So yeah, this is Dan Atherton with his prototype BMX frame. Now, the Athertons did come from BMX racing in the southwest of England, which is where they actually originate from. They obviously live up in North Wales these days. A lot of people think they're from there, but they are not. They're from down nearer Wells, as far as I know. That's where Hot Fuzz was filmed, for we film buffs out there. Anyway, Dan is really into his BMX. He always has been. It's never let that go. You know, he's into his mountain bikes and off-road cars and a whole bunch of other stuff. But that guy on a 20-inch bike is just, he's got such a good style, whether it's in a skate park or sanding it over dirt jumps. Phenomenal style. And this is a bike he's had a lot of input into. It's been built by Ted James of Ted James Design. This is Ted's Instagram page, also known as Super Ted back in the day when he was doing fixed wheel stuff. The guy is just gnarly and makes some really, really nice fabrications. Now, the frame's a little bit different to most BMX frames in the fact it's got a disc brake mount on the rear. He's running 120mm disc on there, and also something I think is quite cool, he's running a 22-inch wheels. So BMXs, they come in a 20-inch wheel, and there's a 24-inch wheel, which is the cruiser size, and the 22 now kind of a mid-size, I guess, in a similar way that the mountain bikes would have 26, 29 and then settled on a 650B. You kind of get elements of both. It's going to roll a bit quicker, perhaps fit him a bit bigger. Dan's quite a tall guy. Will we see this in production? I'm not sure if we will or not. I mean, it's a titanium BMX frame. It's handmade. It's 22 inch. It's a disc brake rear mount. It's a very individual bike. I'd love to see it in production, but I'd imagine it'd be very expensive and very small numbers. But look out on Dan's Instagram and look out for what he might get up to on it. I suspect the fact he's got a disc brake on the bike and he's got 22-inch wheels, he's going to be sending it off something quite substantial. Okay, now it's time for Bike Cave. You know the drill. This is where we get to check out where you keep your bikes, where you work on your bikes, where you like to sort of just hang out and talk bikes with your mates, perhaps any of that stuff. Take some photos of your shed, your bike cave, your man cave, whatever you fancy calling it, and send them into our uploader service. The link is at the bottom of the screen right there. Don't forget to fill in all those little boxes and details. Tell us what your name is, where you're from, all that sort of cool stuff, and we'll put you on the show. First up this week, this one is awesome, I've got to say. This is from Nigel in Lincoln, UK. I just wanted to send you some pictures of my bike workshop. I started riding seriously when I was based in the Netherlands. 3 years later, and I've moved back to the UK, but didn't really have anywhere to set up a proper workshop. Last year, my wife and I bought a house which just happened to have a 40-foot garage. That's pretty big for a place in the UK. We're not lucky enough to have those huge double garages that most people in the US seem to. See the pictures attached from my Park Tool inspired workshop. Keep up the good work, guys. I love the videos you make. I've learned so much about the sport in all aspects. Well, thank you for the compliment, and thank you more importantly for watching what we do. We're really glad that you do. I've got to say, you've got a really cool looking workshop here as well. Look at that pegboard. You've got pretty much most Park Tools up on there. Look at the size of that torque wrench up there. That's huge. That's bigger than our biggest one, I'm sure of it. I've not seen one that big. And you've got the whole lot. You've got the saw blade on the back. You've got the hacksaw too. I don't think you've got a carbon blade in there, so you might need to add a carbon blade to your collection if you've got bars. You've got the mallet. You've got the adjustables, chain whips. Literally most tools I can see there. I'm guessing you've got a wheel jig too, because it looks like you've got the axle holders there. Nice little B-twin down the back. Can't see what mountain bike you've got in that shot. Oh, you've got TV in there as well. Banging. And you've got the full-size Park PRS 3.2 work stand too. That is a seriously heavy-duty bit of kit. Once you've got one of those, you never need another bike stand. I think it's going to outlast you, outlast me, outlast everyone. Those things are absolutely industrial. Oh, nice. And you've got some LEDs in there too. Dude, that looks awesome. And you've got like a little fire, a little old-school one down the back there. That's a proper like granny fire, that one. Kicks out some heat, and you can see the little electricity wheels going spooling up. Looks great. You've even got the service department thing in there. Actually looks like a full-on bike shop. I love it. Oh, nice, nice. Some fan shots there. All good. And there's back to the pegboard again. And you've got the magnetic tray on the on your vise. And also it looks like you've got the big blue Park book as well. I've not even got one of those. I need to get one actually. Quite curious to see the stuff that's in there. Oh, it's a Boardman. Nice. Great bike those. Absolutely killer for the money. So much levels. And you've got a wardrobe down the back there as well. And a sofa. That's job done. Got the whole lot. And there's Calvin, Mr. Park Tools, man with the best moustache on planet Earth. Fact. So good. And the next one is from Jake in State College, Pennsylvania. I spend my weekends as a mechanic at the local shop and travel to university about an hour away and stay for school during the week. I didn't have any good place to work on my bikes at school, so my landlord let me use a spare bedroom as a work area since I have no other roommates for the time being. I was able to reuse a headboard for some shelving and some dressers as more storage as well. Loving the convenience of being able to do some maintenance at will now. Happy shredding. Jake, mate, I love the setup. Looking good. Yeah, making use of old stuff that is not needed too much. Headboard is a great idea for putting stuff in there. That's wicked. Yeah, you got your bike stand looking nice. Is that an Evo? Yeah, very nice. You've got your toolboxes at the back there too. Good selection of bikes as well. So you've got your Urban. Is that a fixie or a mixie? Can't quite tell from here. Looking good though. And you've got your 20-inch. And you've got a skateboard deck as well. What is that? It's not a skateboard. That's like an off-road skateboard. I don't even know what it calls them. It's got a brake lever though. Looks good. Bandanas, WD-40, stands fluid. Mate, you've got some good kit, I tell you. It's always good to have that room for it all. Oh, you've got a Trek road bike as well. That's retro, it's 1200. That is old school. I have to show that to GCM boys. They'll be into that. Good stuff. Well, we're out of the bike cave this week, so please continue to take some shots of where you work on your bikes. And I really want to start seeing some really alternative stuff as well. So if you've got a tiny little space where you wedge your bikes in, maybe you keep it under the bed or in a wardrobe, send them in. We want to see them. Maybe keep your bike stuff in the back of a van. Obviously blur out your number plates, or we will do that. We won't show you number plates, but definitely want to see vans that have been converted. One of the coolest ones I've seen, period, is got to be Bryn and Jill Atkinson. In fact, Jill Kitnat and Bryn Atkinson. Look at this picture on screen now from Bryn Atkinson's Instagram page. Man, that thing looks seriously cool. In fact, I'm going to get in touch with them because they're both shredders and they spend a lot of time on the road in that very van, which is their bike cave. I want to find out a bit more about it and see if we can get a little special check on the inside, because I reckon that's got some seriously cool stuff tucked away. But don't forget, take those pictures and send them in. Alright, now it's time for Rewind. This is our retro part of the show where we look at where mountain biking came from. Some of that stuff is embarrassingly bad. Some of it is so achingly cool now that we all want to get involved. In fact, there's some pretty old stuff hanging up behind us here in the set. So if you've got anything old and retro, or perhaps you just want to know where stuff came from and you want to give us the chance to tell you that story, let us know. Send anything in using our uploader link, which is at the bottom of the screen right there, and get involved. First up this week is from Ralph. Location, home. Could have said UK or Germany or something like that perhaps. We don't need to know specifically. Always nice to know though. However, Ralph purchased this GT Zaska in 1994 to replace his stolen 1989 Bridgestone MB1. Wow, that was a bike. So this GT came with a full Shimano XT group set, so DRXT still is to much degree. It's like the workhorse transmission. You know, XTR is the XT racing version of that transmission. SLX undoubtedly is the better value group set that they, in fact, to many point, I don't see why anyone should go above that because it's such good value. But XT really is a workhorse. It lasts forever. And of course, back in the day, it was like if you had XT, you were the boy. Like that was the coolest stuff to have. So up front is the RockShox Mag 21. I still have the original manuals and the Mag 21 pump. I've also got my purchase receipt. I paid $1,360 before tax. It's completely stock except for the bar stem and the rear wheel. I converted the horrible cantilever brakes with XTV brakes by purchasing a pulley cam add-on. I forgot the company name that sold those. Oh yeah, of course. So V-brakes pulled a different amount of cable to cantilever brakes. So they basically, I think if you used cantilever brake levers of V-brakes, they just became really spongy, I think. Might be the other way around, but yeah, so you had to have a cam that made them pull a different amount of cable. Currently it's running pavement tyres. This bike shows its wear because it saw loads of mountain biking back in the day. Well, that's always great. A few battle scars tell a lot of stories. Really, really cool to see. Toga Alchemy headset on there. 6-position damping clickers on the top of the forks. Mavic 230 SBP rims. Very nice. Handmade in the USA. Good old days of GT, isn't it? still make some fantastic bikes, and like the rest of the industry, they've just changed for different reasons. Manufacturing actually is far better in places like Taiwan now than it is in many places in the world, because they're complete specialists at doing that stuff. Oh, well, that is our major entry for this week's show. There's not been too much in the way of retro. I really want to get some more retro going on in the show, so perhaps if you've got any questions about where some stuff has come from, some modern suspension forks, what are the earliest versions by that brand, maybe looking at some early weird suspension designs, anything you want to know, whatever it is, let us know in those comments underneath that video and we'll get involved. But you also might notice I found a couple of little bits here that I'm going to show you. This one's quite random. This is just a patch, but this is an original Scott USA patch given to us by our mechanic who actually just found it in his drawer, which is really cool to see. But more importantly, I wanted to show you these. This is a set of Oakley eye shades. Now, way back in the day, Oakley used to make glasses like this. Look at these things. Like a pair of goggles with earpieces on them.
One of the things he asked himself is, why isn't there a piece of eyewear on the market, a sunglass, that has the same coverage as a goggle? And so he said, well, I make goggles. I bet I can go back and make one. So what he did was he went back to his shop, took a goggle lens, cut out a slightly smaller shape than a goggle, took a coat hanger, and made some ear stems out of it.
I thought that was kind of a joke, but this is legit, is it?
That's not the original one, but that pretty much recreates what he did back in the day.
It's kind of cool because you're seeing that sort of system coming back in Enduro at the moment. 100% have got some glasses kind of along these lines with an enormous lens. You can see the benefit of having them, but of course when these came out soon after, they went a lot slimmer in profile. They went for the razor blades, which ultimately turned into the M frames and the Mumbos, and then eye jackets and all the other glasses that came from them. But I think they're really cool. Look at that flimsy little earpiece on them with adjustable length for size heads, and then that huge iridium lens on the front. Really cool piece of kit. They kind of look pretty festival friendly, if you ask me, for these days. And also, I managed to find these as well. I've got some weird old stuff knocking around to tell you. Oakley frog skins, do you remember those? And now box fresh, not even worn these. Can't believe it. I would have worn those years ago. Don't think I'd get away with those now, quite hipster, aren't they? But nothing to do with cycling, they were just the cool lenses and the cool glasses everyone used to like wearing on the side of mountain biking. But there you go, a couple of random retro pieces for you. Okay, now it's all about top mods. This is our section of the show where you get to show off all the little modifications and improvements and hacks and bodges that you've done to your bikes. Doesn't matter how big or how small it is, they are all welcome, and I encourage anything. Could just be changing some grips, could be putting some stickers on your bike, literally anything. Of course, the more advanced they are, you're gonna have to back that up with some more pictures. So take some photos of your bikes and your top mods, send them into the uploader right there and get involved. First up is from Jared in Canberra, Australia. Me yet again. I was gonna say I recognise the name and the location. Had a big crash and I'm off riding for a few months, which equals too much free time. So I completely stripped down my 2018 Canyon Strive. You're not joking, are you? Like, you completely stripped it down. Nice little sort of yeah, well, look at this. So it was entertaining, learned lots of little bits and pieces about the bike. I ended up putting up a foam sleeve in the down tube to prevent the annoying cable rattle. Yeah, that's great. Wish I got some more photos, as I reckon you would have a better way of doing it. New video idea perhaps? Yeah, that's a good idea in fact, silencing internal cable rattle. What does silencing bikes? I'm going to make a video on how to silence your bike. Yeah, that's great. I've since upgraded the grips, dropper lever, and converted my DT Swiss hubs from 36 to 54 tooth ratchet engagement, which sounds and feels posh. Damn straight, yeah. I mean, those ratchet drive hubs are really, really good, whichever one you have. But of course, the faster the buzz, the more money it sounds like. Yeah, definitely good, dude. Looks really, really good. Nice little hack on the dropper post remote. But I'll tell you what, I'm loving the sort of the flat lay thing. That just looks so cool. Look how much stuff. It's funny when you see a bike like that. If you had the wheels as well on there, a bit hard to get in a photo, I'm sure, but that looks really cool. And you've definitely gone to town, taking out all the pivots of the bike, the rocker, the shock, literally everything. Hey, it is really satisfying, isn't it, stripping bikes down and getting to know them, because you definitely do find out how certain things work, which also makes you more aware when you're riding them hard. You can know what's going on underneath you. You also know where any weak spots might be. Kind of like doing DIY in your house, you know. I've done a lot of DIY on my own house, and as a result of that, if anything's likely to go wrong, pretty much can pinpoint it. We'll know exactly where those issues have come from. Can't recommend working on your own bike enough. Definitely, even at a basic level, it's worth doing stuff yourself so you can understand it. In worst case, if you can't do it, take it to your bike shop and they will help you. But yeah, good stuff, really good to see. Next one is from Belanger in St. Catherine, Quebec, Canada. Cool, yeah, so Quebec, that's French-speaking Canada. Amazing. My son has a 20-inch Norco Storm with an SR Suntour XCT fork. The coil was just too hard for my kid, and the only adjustment the fork has is preload, and it doesn't work. So I put in a, oh wow, I love what you've done here already. So I put in a cut down super soft 2008 Boxer coil spring with an air chamber on the top to act as a preload adjustment. Oh man, that is a super cool hack. Love it. Did the rebound cartridge with 5-way oil. So yeah, it's not perfect, but really better than it used to be. Oh my god, that is such a good hack. That is genuinely a top modification. That is the coolest one I've seen for a long time. I know we've had some people painting bikes and doing some cool stuff, but that, because it's a bit of a problem, isn't it? Kids' bikes are really, really good, but they're let down, I think, by suspension and things like that. I feel like we need to do some stuff on like kids' suspension and setting up kids' bikes, because there's some cool little tips I'm sure we can all share. But that is next level. That is really cool. Ingenious, absolutely fantastic, and so cool to see kids' bikes being worked on to make them better as well. They're the riders of tomorrow, so we've got to look after them. They've got to enjoy the experience. Thanks for that. Really, really good to see. And there we go, there's another weekly GMBN Tech Show in the bag. Hopefully you like the show, you like the news stuff. Let us know what you loved down below. Let us know if you've got any suggestions that you'd like us to make. And more importantly, if you've got a really, really cool kids bike, or you're building a kids bike for the next little ripper, send us some pictures in top mod. We would love to see them. And I think we should do something special with some little junior rippers bikes, because they're getting more and more. You can get some really decent kit these days. So for a couple more videos, I'm going to throw you to the sort of weird and wonderful stuff from Seattle I shot last year. It's had some really cool kid stuff, like there's SCG prototype grips, pedals and all that stuff in there. And click down here if you want to see Neil's brand new Canyon Strive Pro bike check. That's the one he raced out at Andy's Pacifico recently. He's got some really, really cool upgrades and stuff he's done to the bike, although I'm not sure about his cable routing, but you can decide on that one. As always, please give us a huge thumbs up if you love GMBN Tech, and don't forget to share and subscribe to our content.